Hi, welcome to Trader's Cookie channel. And today we're going to talk about my 5 tips that I have learned or I would be imparting to traders like you after undergoing or after doing some trades for the past few days. These are the tips that I have learned and I have learned them the hard way. Okay, so number 1, patience on backtesting your indicators and your strategy. So using one indicator is not, you cannot call it a strategy. The thing is, you really have to have 2 or more indicators in order for you to build a strategy of your own that you can really rely on. So in my case, I had been using the indicators of MACD and ALMA. So ALMA, what do you call this again? The name for ALMA, Arnold-Legox Moving Average. Arnold-Legox Moving Average. So I had been relying on these 2 indicators for the past few days of my trading, and if you really want to know more about this indicators, you can do some research on your own, and you'll see how each indicator works, and you have to combine both in order for you to have a strategy that you can use when doing some trading. So you really have to do some back testing. So if you're comfortable using the 1 minute time frame, you can use that. If not, you can go for the 3 minute or a longer time frame, and you have to do some back testing so that you'll understand more of your indicator or your strategy. So it will give you an idea when if it is giving a false signal or noise, and you really have to determine whether the signals that it has been giving you are really signals that for you to buy, for you to take. The second strategy or the second tip that I want to share with you is the continuity in studying the market behavior. So if you really have the time to observe the market, you can do that, and you can actually observe the market by using first a virtual portfolio. In eToro, there's a virtual portfolio that you can use. I used this for several weeks before I entered, or before I put money on my real account. Wait, how do I do this? So there you go. Portfolio. So this is my virtual account history, virtual portfolio history. So I also had some losses, and the good thing is the losses that I incurred was on my virtual portfolio account. Imagine if this was on my real account. Probably I would be really devastated to have this large losses. Okay, so the next tip is for you to respect your strategy's signals. Okay, so for your strategy, the indicators that you will be using, you will be having buy and sell signals, and you should always respect those signals. If your signals tell you to buy, then go buy. If your signal that tells you to sell, then you should sell the stock. Okay, so what happens just in case there was a mistake on your part, or on the strategy's part, because it was a false signal or a false buy or sell signal? What should you do? So you should first hold on to your stock. Hold on to your stock as much as possible. Hold on to it, and do not panic. Okay, I know that for some people you'd be having a panic attack and you will just try to close the trade even how much the loss would be. Okay, so always remember that this still is a paper loss, and meaning the loss has not been actually realized, and the moment that you close a trade, that would be the moment that it will be an actual loss. So you really have to, for me, this is my own opinion, you just hold for it, because it happened to me several times. I held on my stock and waited for the next day for it to go up, and then when it went up. That's the moment I, sold the stock, regardless of whether or not the stock would still go up or not. Okay, so always don't be greedy. Even how small the profit percentage you'll be having on the said trade, close it if the signals, if your indicators signal you to close it or to sell. Okay, so tip number 4, that is my tip number 4. Hold in case of loss. If you're following your strategy and somewhere in between your strategy there was a mistake either on your part, or the strategy was gave you a false signal and you took you took that signal. The last tip would be never let your emotions interfere your decision making. Okay, so no matter how bad the market would turn, remember the market is volatile, so there can be instances when it would be against your favor, but then the next day or the succeeding days it would be in your favor. So remember, it is volatile, and never let your emotions decide for you. So that's why you have your indicators, your strategy, because these are the objective methods that you can use for you to maintain your unbiased position. Okay, so these are my 5 tips in trading, and I hope that you'll practice the tips that I just shared to you, and just leave your comment if ever you'll be having questions, and keep on watching my next videos. Thank you. Bye bye.